Hello and welcome back to the OG trilogy, and with the final installment, Blade Trinity, released in 2004, the tail end of December 8th, still directed by David Goyer and also still written by him. With still four producers, there are three more than Goyer, like Lynn Harris and Wesley Snipes himself. Um, but now starring other than Wesley Snipes and of course Chris Christopherson, a bunch of other people like Jessica Biel, Ryan Reynolds, Dominic Purcell, Triple H, John Michael Higgins, Patton Oswalt. Why are all these people in this movie? Especially because I heard this is the worst of the bunch.
Well, Tio, this was back when everyone thought this was going to be the best of the Blade movies, you know.
Hey, Tio, do you know who else stars in this movie?
What?
Wesley Snipes' stunt double.
Who?
Well, basically the gist is, apparently behind the scenes of this movie, other than stuff for close-ups, Wesley Snipes was pretty much content to just apparently stay in his trailer smoking weed because they were filming in Canada.
And that was illegal. It was actually illegal.
So half the time, whenever Snipes didn't have to be on set for close-ups, he was in his trailer smoking weed. While his stunt double stood and did most of the work.
Clearly, they were nothing but confident in this movie. Like, surely it would be the best of the best.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, not beating too much around the bush, but let's start with the premise, because this is a bit of a mess for the last movie of the trilogy, because this has like 2 official cuts and a deleted ending entirely. So here's how things are gonna go. Now we're doing I think it's called
unrated version.
Unrated version cut, which is around 2 hours and 2 minutes of sorts, which has one specific ending. Then at the end of it, we'll tell you, we'll do the 2 different other endings, the theoretical one and the werewolf one, I guess it's called. And we found those on YouTube. We'll give you links to that. We don't know if those are special features on the Blu-ray. Here's hoping, I guess. So if you found them there, good for you. Otherwise, we'll give you links. And if those expire, tell us and we'll try to replace them. But for now, start before the non-custom logo, black screen right before a bit, of New Line Cinema. In 3, 2, 1, click.
You know, for reference sake, about a year after this, David Goyer would receive a Saturn Award for Best Writing for Batman Begins in 2005.
And also a year after this, Wesley Snipes will start his many...
It's slightly custom then. Okay, my bad.
anyway, as I was saying, also a year after this, Wesley Snipes will start appearing in some of his many direct-to-DVD films.
Ooh.
Like, for example?
Well, that's the thing. They're direct to DVD, so they're not very memorable, are they?
It's not like we made 2 movies based off of this.
But yeah, in case you're wondering, yes, Dracula is an actual character in the Marvel universe. Again, Marvel tends to canonize everything. Any licensed product they can find they can put their hands on is canon in their comic book universe, and so is Dracula, since it's.
However, because we're in the year 2004, he's not called Dracula in this movie. He's Drake.
That's cool, yo.
Yeah, just like Drake of the 99 Dragons was cool.
True with his original name. The original was, the Valachian name Dracul, which means the son of a dragon. So Drake.
Oh, thank you, movie. That's a good sign of the quality we're in store for.
it's like oh god, the protagonist at the end of Red Planet. He's like, fuck this planet. So yeah, judging by the fact that they put the middle finger at the sun, I can imagine these guys are vampires.
So much for that truce in the last movie.
Why are you scavenging, this kind of tomb in the middle of the day if you're vampires? Do it in the night.
That's actually a good point. I guess they actually needing to see
They wanted to middle finger the sun.
Sure, why not?
Complete with our
Whee!
glow sticks and everything. Maybe they just have a better time seeing at night since they apparently need glow sticks.
I mean, now if something goes wrong and they have to go back out after taking off their helmets and that, they got to rush to put them back on before they melt.
Yeah, seriously, here they are taking their helmets off and everything.
Don't shine it in your face.
I guess that kind of light doesn't hurt them now.
They're, I guess, the UVs are similar to the filter they put on in the previous.
So anyway, the leader of this group is the woman we saw earlier, Parker Posey. Well, that's her character, that's her actress' name, and there's Triple H.
Triple H is a vampire.
Jesus.
Huh. Was wrestling to... Okay, you know what? To their credit, Blade had 2 very good movies up to this point, so... Who wouldn't want to be in on the 3rd movie of such a great trilogy? Surely they would get it right and save their best for last.
I do wonder if this 3rd movie was made just for the sake of having a trilogy, because when you get down to it, the 2nd movie pretty much concludes on a conclusive note.
I guess they figured the only way to up the ante is have Blade face off against the big vamp himself. Also, yes. Whoa, it even burned his body. Hello there.
General Kenobi.
Now we're causing headaches.
Is this one of the Bond movie with all these fucking flickering lights? Jeez.
Yeah.
Maybe they were trying to simulate being at a rave.
Movie? Oh, okay.
Okay, now this is one difference I know. In the theatrical version, they skipped this bit, the bit where they're just talking about stuff. But we're stuck with this version, so...
Gotta establish the police who will probably be chasing down our protagonist throughout this movie. Because it's a Marvel movie.
I forgot, what was the name of the character John Michael Higgins played in Cora?
I don't know. Remind me of his role.
I'm just trying to remember his character's name.
Well, I can remember his name if you tell me the role.
That's alright. I'll that's the problem. I can't remember.
I'll check. Check myself.
What book was he in?
Here he plays just
Varric.
Varric.
Yeah, Varric. Yeah.
Oh yeah, one of the best things of Legend of Korra.
But here he's
that kind of talk show host, the one that pisses you off by triggering all your buttons.
Yeah. Here he plays Prick.
Let me guess.
He has a name, but
let me guess.
Okay. Edgar Vance, that's his real name.
Let me guess. He's the guy who's here to disprove myth.
No, it's a good.
Oh wait, never mind. Apparently, he's the guy who believes in vampires.
Fake news. I guess the idea behind this is to showcase that the UN government is more known about, the children of the night.
So sorry, Phoenix. You're a wanted vampire now, apparently.
Oh god, it's just like my WWE days. No, seriously, look it up. He was once a heel in the video game, wrestling things. Yeah, there's a whole video game wrestling tournament where people pit video game characters, especially customized and modded in.
So anyway, I mentioned the whole Wesley Snipes stunt double thing earlier because, like I said,
how does this guy know about Blade?
Wesley Snipes was so unhappy about the film because apparently he was denied stuff that he was usually get as part of his producer role. That he was acting apparently like a spoiled child throughout the film.
What a great mature
Oh, look at that! We say he doesn't exist, but here he is. He exists.
Like, apparently, Snipes was complaining there was racism on set, but apparently he was a bit racist himself. Smoking weed. And all sorts.
Wow, I see he wanted to cosplay as the Terminator there for a bit.
What are these credits? I will check who did the score. Is this still Marco Beltrami? Oh no.
No, it's
Ramin
Raman, Jawadi, and
and
RZA.
what's? I actually don't know either.
RZA is a rapper.
Oh,
God,
okay.
these credits.
So it's
Whereas
like when they got to that dubstep composer for Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Whereas Ramin Djawadi is more famous for doing the score for shows like Game of Thrones.
Huh. Jesus. I guess they blew up their budget for all these fucking explosions at the beginning. Yeah, which let's
Yes,
check.
just run it, Blade. That's a smart
65
idea.
million budget and it grossed 128.9 million. Not even double the price. Damn.
Wait, did you say 108.9?
128.9.
Oh yeah, that's not half. It's close. I mean, no.
No
I mean
I mean,
double.
I guess it's a cool thing that they still didn't plan any more sequels after this.
Totally, yeah.
No,
But
it tells here that they wanted to plan some spin-offs, apparently.
Also, Wesley Snipes was so lazy for this movie that he didn't even bother doing ADR because the guy who shouted to Whistler or talked to him sounds nothing like Wesley Snipes.
Also, Joe, I get this. Apparently, at some point, they were trying to make a crossover between this trilogy and Underworld. But
Wow.
unfortunately, it was cancelled when in 2012 the Blade rights went back to Marvel Studios in 2012.
It's funny you mention that, considering a certain element in one of the many endings of this movie. But I'll mention that when we get to it. For those who don't know, Underworld was another.
If the Blade reboot cannibalizes this trilogy and he's like, no, it's still totally canon. It's after this.
Oh god, just like how Mission Impossible started out. Oh.
That's a weird product placement from Honda. See, here's our motorcycles, so not resistant against car accidents.
Hey, do you want to flip clumsily into a car? We'll take Honda.
Oof.
Now you can literally
Eyes on the
feel the
road,
road.
Yeah. Oh shit.
You know, these vampires who used to be rightfully afraid of Blade seem to be
Now they don't just give a shit anymore.
They seem to have quite a sense of getting right in front of him and his gun. Like, I mean...
I guess it's like the demons in the new Doom games. They're so afraid at this point they just don't care anymore and they want to give it a try.
Also, a question. I thought Blade normally did these kinds of things in secret.
Yeah, quietly. Now instead it's just...
Screw that crap, man. We do this out broad daylight. Like, okay, not...
Which is, I guess, this is the reason why the public is knowing more about him these days.
Maybe.
Well, it's not broad daylight, Joe, but technically.
Metaphorically speaking.
In public, I guess that's...
Well, guys, maybe there's a very interesting character study here about how Blade is starting to realize the futility of it all and wants to ramp up his efficiency by taking out all that he can find. Or it's just bad writing.
Oh, it's still Blade, okay. But it was another person.
So, which is it, Wibbs?
Well, Tio, considering...
it's the stunt double, yeah, okay.
You know, it's kind of bad when it's easy to tell at times.
That line, "He's got a gun," just reminds me of that panel from the Hellboy comic where they find when Eve Sam is like, "Is that a monkey?" And Hellboy's like, "He's got a gun!" And the monkey starts shooting.
But wait a minute. If he's a vampire and he just got shot, why isn't he disintegrating?
Oh, shit. I guess it's a familiar. Maybe it's a familiar.
No, wait, he's got the teeth.
Okay.
So what's up with the teeth then if you're not a vampire?
I guess he just said they set him up in order to make him look like a vampire.
So let me get this straight. Blade, the ever so expert vampire hunter, got fooled by fake vampire teeth.
Just
And
for
also, I mean,
just for the sake of being set up as a murderer, dude. Even in the worst case, just imprint a tattoo on him and say it was a familiar. Like, is
I mean,
that
hell,
really?
in
Are
the
we, or wait, Lewis, you know, you've seen this movie and you have better memories than I do. Are this movie forgetting familiars exist?
no,
Okay, so I can easily
Well,
think
that's
of two or three solutions out of it.
I mean, that's the thing though.
But don't
In
you
the
see,
first
Tio,
mo-
he had to believe
Hold
he
on,
was
hold
a
on.
vampire.
Yes, Lewis.
in the first movie, you could tell someone wasn't a vampire despite the fact he was covered in blood. But here he's fooled by
Great, Mr.
fake teeth you can
Goyer.
buy at a Halloween shop.
Okay, Mr. Goyer, you wrote to the previous two movies. What happened?
Maybe it was the other two writers involved. You know, that's a
No,
problem.
no, he was a writer. He was a lone writer for this one.
Wait, didn't he have two writers side by side on him on this
No,
one?
no. He wrote all three of these movies by himself.
The only exception is that here he is the director
Huh.
as well.
And there was no executive meddling.
Also, hi, Whistler.
Okay then, I have no idea what the heck was going on through Goyer's mind.
He probably wasn't giving a shit.
Was anyone giving a crap with this movie, aside from the financiers?
Well, judging from Chris Christopherson here, nobody. Seriously, the guy sounds just bored.
Like, were
Didn't
they...
see that.
Okay, if you didn't want to make this movie... Well, okay,
In an inhaler. So basically, that's the excuse that we're having for him to not taking the shots regularly.
why even? So, yeah, guys, you know how Blade was a
Now
somewhat
Blade is a
unique...
fugitive, yeah.
Superhero being a fugitive from the law. Never
Not just
seen
that,
this a gajillion times.
The FBI too. This reminds me so much of that underworld movie. That is like, you know what? Fuck the war between the Lycans and vampires. Let's have the regular human hunting down these mythical creatures, because the Muggle power trope is something everyone wants to see in these fucking fictional settings.
At least with Underworld, you know, they tried... At least they tried to balance things out with Underworld. Ooh. Hey, aren't you that same lady vampire from the pyramid?
I love how the guard just turned awkwardly at that point.
Well, he wants to make sure who she is.
Come and join me. We must do a dramatic walk through.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is why he resisted at the pyramid. Wait, what?
No, he didn't. He allowed them to take him in.
Talos Danica.
It's a funny way of showing it, eh, Joe?
Yeah.
Talos Danica Talos is played by Parker Christian Posey. That cool name.
Yeah.
Parker Christian Tozier.
And
Parker Posey.
and Dracula, Drake.
Drake and of the 99 Dragons, as Joe put.
Is played by Prison Break's Dominic Purcell.
Huh. Funny.
Interesting casting choice. Oh, Parker Posey was in a movie, a 2011 movie, which, guess what, Joe? It's called Inside Out. But it's not really like the Pixar one, apparently.
And as for Dominic Purcell, he was actually in, believe it or not, the Flash series and Legends of Tomorrow. He plays Heatwave in those.
In the Arrowverse, officially.
Yep. So what do you think of the demonic look for Dracula? You know, when he's not looking like this pretty boy Dante.
Honestly, it's fine. The Dracula in the Marvel comics is more straightforward.
What is up with his eyes? They look so silly.
Yeah, they do.
Also,
they look so clearly fake.
Look at you. All resorting to this bullcrap of Twilight about us sparkling. It's time we give vampires...
Boomer. Seriously, Dracula is all like old man yells at clown mode.
Pretty much.
delivery.
Also, why does Dracula look like a prototype for Dante?
Yeah, no, it's like Hades in the Percy Jackson movies. It's a metalhead.
I mean, not only that, he's literally got the look for Dante, the hairdo. Well, okay, more like Dante's, but I digress.
What's with this music?
And what's
Oh,
with this
shit.
camera work?
Oh shit, we're framing Whistler.
Well, Jeff, would it interest you to know that this was David Goyer's second movie as a director?
What was his first?
Some movie, but which also starred Wesley Snipes.
Okay, Dweebs, I don't remember anything about this movie, as I mean from the ending, but I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that the hideout gets found and destroyed again.
Why, yes, yeah, correct.
For fuck's sake.
They should hire some good security, for Christ's
Even
sake.
the Punisher manages to get safe houses that stay and don't get destroyed.
But Tia, that's not the only thing they repeat.
Yeah, I know Whistler dies in this movie too. I think you mentioned that in the previous movie. I just don't know when it happens.
He dies again, despite the fact that we've went through all that effort in the last movie to bring him back.
Oh wait, guys, we gotta go for these
Even
speeches.
go like you're like a son to me.
I'm totally not gonna die. And also, I love how Blade says, "You worry too much, old man." Yes, you're saying you worry too much to the guy who was practically killed and turned into a vampire.
Down the whole, Whistler's gonna die. Is Shia LaBeouf? Is that you? What the fuck is that supposed to be? Oh, the teenage vampires are like bullying people. Oh man. Oh no. Jova.
Yes.
Should be worried.
For who?
Anyone, I guess. Like, is the movie really gonna go there?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't say, when I said that, I didn't say go plagiarize in the room. Seriously.
Oh my god, that guy even looks a bit like Denny.
I can't imagine which of the two between Blade or Whistler would be more fitting for Tommy Wiseau's role.
Whistler has longer hair.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe Whistler.
Waterfront. Where are we supposed to be? Still New York?
That's a good question.
We're in generic American city that looks like Canada.
We're in the mountains.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
This is so stupid.
So this is pretty much a bunch of teenager punks being teenager punks but vampires.
Yeah, bullying people and shit.
Before they eat them, of course. Wow, those are some shredding moves you teenagers have. What is it with 2004 and these stupid trends?
Oof. I don't know. Uh-oh.
Fuck you.
Dory?
Oh no, it's the old put garlic in a baby doll
Turns out
trick.
she's a huntress.
Wow, I love how she literally fought to put garlic spray in the baby doll. And she kicks him up a... Uh-huh. Look out.
There's one of our... there's
Jessica
one of
Biel.
Yeah, Jessica Biel, who is
Yeah?
an actress.
Yeah.
She was in the Total Recall remake.
Oh!
Yeah. Let me check. Let me see if I recognize
Oh,
something
she's
better.
a seven...
I swear
Oh, she's from Seventh Heaven, I see. Let's see. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003.
Oh, she was in I'll Be Home for Christmas. Cute.
Oh, The Illusionist.
Seriously, what is this music? Oh, she was in the 18 movie.
Oh, hey, she's even got a wrist blade.
Yeah.
So, did she just know these guys were there? And of course she
she's
vanishes.
Batman.
Sure, why not?
David, you're not gonna. David, Batman Begins doesn't come out till the following year.
And
Mr.
again, his
Goyer-
writing was so much better
Oh my
for
God,
that
He's
movie.
even touching the
Well, remember that film was
Wedding
also
ring.
co-written by Christopher Nolan.
Well, I mean, Goyer has written better than this. Like, he's a comic book writer, for Christ's sakes. And a good one, mind you. Not one of those, bad ones. So, we gotta do the usual thing where our hero meditates. Even though I don't recall him having to do meditating in the last two movies, but
I think he did in the first one.
He did actually.
maybe. It's been a while since we saw the first
I
one.
still get the emphasis on Whistler touching, his wedding ring. Seriously.
Oh, right, yeah, Whistler, I guess, had a family at some point. We never really brought that up much until now. Kind of a weird time, too, seeing as how we're 3 movies in.
Oh, they're being found out already.
Also, is it me or does Chris Christopherson also have a body double?
I don't know. I don't manage to have a keen eye for these kind of things. Great job, Blade. This is the third fucking time your hideout is discovered and destroyed.
And
Jeez.
this time it's by
it's
the
not
freaking humans.
Not even the vampires.
By the police.
Like,
Well, okay, think about this, guys. The police found their hideout quicker than the supernatural beings ever could.
yeah, again, this is a concept that works better on paper. Third movie, stakes needs to be higher. Blade needs to be at his lowest point, so the stakes have to be, more. Things have to be more difficult for our heroes and all. But this is the bad way to execute it if I ever saw one.
Oh, good. We brought in a self-destruct.
Yeah, complete with the erasure of data.
So while
Oh no, Whistler's down!
Whistler.
So while this is going on, I'll go into a bit more of the film's production troubles. So yeah, like I said, Snipes was really unhappy with the film's script, and apparently Goyer wasn't the original choice for director, but he replaced some unnamed guy.
Since he was already the writer and all.
Maybe Snipes had a bad time with Goyer, considering he was in Goyer's first director's film.
I would imagine so, but I would still say that it doesn't really justify Wesley's, actions.
So yeah, apparently, according to Patton Oswalt, Snipes wouldn't shoot scenes, so they had to use stand-ins and computer effects to add him into it. He was smoking weed in his trailer.
Well,
he became.
And Whistler is dead.
Again.
Again.
This time for good.
And so early into the movie, too. Like, okay, I get it, sometimes people will die and stuff, but...
Honestly, I still understand why they brought him back in the second movie, because his role is so marginal there. Like...
Okay, maybe they plan to have him do more.
Honestly, it gives me the vibe they had no idea what to do with him. The second movie, again, so marginal, he saves a bit of the day at the end, and here it gets killed almost immediately.
Okay.
Also,
yeah, no way. No. Just no.
I'm sorry, was I supposed to take that seriously?
I'm not gonna go on the TV tropes page of this, and if this is not in the arms section, I'm gonna be so disappointed.
I'm sorry, was I supposed to take that seriously?
You see, this bit here is better, so the fuck?
What's better, the acting? Oh yeah.
Yeah, not him yelling, just your lucky oh no.
Grievance.
So anyway, as I was saying, smoking weed, he apparently became pretty violent with Goyer because after falsely accusing Goyer of racism, Snipes apparently refused to interact with anybody and instead only communicated with them for either his assistant or, of all things, post-it notes.
Alright, Mr. Blade, we've contacted this agency called S.H.I.E.L.D. We should be adding peanuts now.
They say they're
And,
bringing in your lawyers.
And in spite in spite of Snipes saying people were being racist, Snipes was allegedly being a bit racist himself.
Allegedly,
Great.
though.
Yeah, again, I did say allegedly. He allegedly kept calling Ryan Reynolds as a quote unquote cracker.
Is that a derogatory racist slang? I'm not really, into the
Yeah,
the whole gist.
it's a racist term against white people.
Weird.
We just saw a major character die, and they're playing this for laughs.
Yeah, this is supposed to be a comedy routine for them not being able to do interrogations.
Not only that,
clearly.
why are you guys being dicks for what reason? If you
Now you're getting racist yourselves. Yeah, Blade is like, well, fuck my life.
Never mind the
You didn't
fact that
even
we
ask me-
only know you by the
This
name
is
of
not
Blade.
anything.
You never even asked me any questions.
Oh, I think this is Patton Oswald.
Yeah, he was in the opening scene
No, wait.
earlier.
No, wait, this is Dr. Vance. Isn't that the guy played by Higgins?
Yeah, John Michael Higgins, yeah.
My bad.
Not to worry, guys. I'm sure Varric will bring some levity to all this.
Totally.
You know, he was able to...
Even though,
Let me guess. he's
the
a
right
familiar.
amount of levity, I should say.
Please don't mind if I sound stoned out of my mind. You probably know the feeling.
Yeah.
Again, I love how they're taking the fact that, the only name that they can call him by is Blade. Quite seriously.
That's funny, Joe, because that's how he signed off his post-it notes, apparently. Apparently he wanted to be so in character that
I don't want to answer that question.
that whenever he signed a post-it note and gave it to someone, he signed it off as Blade.
Ah, method acting. Anyway, what question don't you want to answer to?
The movie just became topical for no reason at all.
Oh my god, you just got me thinking, Glibs. So Jared Leto's gonna be Morbius. So does that mean that for his oh-so-great method character acting, while he was off-camera, he tried to eat people? Knowing how Mr. Leto...
Joe, bite marks for some consensual couples are a sign of, romantic expression.
Ah, is that how he would excuse it? It's ourselves.
He's in all of us. Fuck you.
I'm looking over. Yeah, whatever.
Not just that. That doesn't work because a vampire does not get reflected on a mirror.
Don't you get it?
Sexually aroused? Okay. Okay, no, I'm sorry. Between this and the hideout being found by the FBI and all, I get it, Mr. Goyer. You're trying to deconstruct what you've done with Blade so far, but this is not earned in the slightest. I know that this is the third movie in the trilogy, so it needs to be like the culmination of things, and you want to take this advantage to destroy what is being built up on Blade. But this doesn't feel earned at all.
It feels like a movie that feels like, okay, you know the song and dance, so let's try and mix things up a bit. Only not really that much.
Actually, Joe, no, it's actually a good thing. It's like you put things in the blender, but he forgets to put in the cover, so it all burst out.
Yeah, pretty much. And my god, this conversation is still going on. Can we get to the point, please?
Don't bring up his mother.
That's because John is taking his sweetest time talking. Jeez.
Okay, was that just the drugs kicking in?
Yelling. We're so acting right now. Okay, so what are we gonna do? Oh, true serum?
Oh, he
Ah.
knows he's a
Well, that
hybrid.
kills-
If we didn't know any better, I thought you had feelings for him.
Wouldn't that kill people?
I don't know. Babes, I think the copy just glitched.
What do you mean?
That the audio is fucking going fuck up.
So let me get.
Oh, I was right. He's a familiar.
So let me get this straight. This guy who talks
For
all about
fuck's
vampires on a talk show is a familiar. Why would the
It's
vampires?
the in-game blade.
Oh God.
So if I can't we watch Avengers Endgame instead?
Sorry, babes. There's still a long road ahead.
I hate familiars.
Is that supposed to be a catchphrase or something?
Too late for that.
Oh, now he's a familiar too.
Wow.
Everybody's a fucking familiar.
Except for that one chief guy, I guess.
We got this conversation 10 minutes ago.
Jova,
jeez.
Jova, the chief of police, is a familiar.
Wait, you mean the other guy too?
I mean, it makes sense that for vampires to implant familiars in high positions.
But if he was a familiar, why didn't he shake hands with them too? Why did he, argue against it?
No.
Hello, writers. It doesn't make any sense for them to be
Writer.
arguing.
Remember,
Writer,
Mr.
Jova.
Unlike in other movie, Mr. Goyer is completely to blame for this, or anything that happened in this.
Well, I would
At least
agree.
Writing-wise.
And directing.
You're about to say, Dweebs?
I'll agree with you, Tio, but I don't think Snipes' behaviour was healthy.
Oh, definitely.
When it comes to stuff like the story, though, it really is just a shame to see a guy who can write good write so badly.
Also, just for the record, I checked what I was saying before, and there's no NARM section, so I'm really disappointed.
That's probably why.
You make it then, Tio.
I only lurk on TV tropes, so I don't contribute.
So get this. All this was essentially some cockamania scheme to lure him out.
And to weaken him.
Get it? You're not so big, says Triple
Because
H.
it's Triple H, he's a mountain of a man, jeez.
Oh.
Whoa.
And here comes the third member of this Trinity. Fuck you.
That's an interesting name.
That's an interesting
Hannibal
way to-
King! Who the hell is...
Interesting way to yell his...
In the
Interesting way
comics,
to yell his name.
he's a supporting character in the Blade comics.
I'm guessing so is Jessica Biel's character, whose name we do not know yet.
Basically, but mind you, he didn't started towards Blade, but he was associated with the Dracula characters, in the Marvel comics starting from the 70s.
So essentially the gimmick of this movie is that we have 3 main vampire hunters. And this is played by...
He has worked alongside people like the X-Men, Diamond Hellstrom, Ghost Rider, so he has done a bit of everything. But he's still one, but it's like a more obscure version of Rick Jones, sort of.
So he sort of did not start out as a sidekick to Blade?
No, not for Blade, no. He's been, let me check if he's been manager. There you go. Originally, he was bitten and killed by Deacon Frost. Remember the villain of the first movie.
But
never consummate.
Don't you guys just love the I don't give a shit about any of this anymore face on Wesley Snipes?
I
Pretty
mean,
much.
I guess to be fair, character-wise, it does make some sense. Like, he's just lost Whistler, one of his best friends ever.
His idol has been destroyed again.
And now he's pretty much wanted by the general public that he is trying to protect from vampires. So to say life sucks for him is an understatement right now.
Basically, there you go, Jova. Daywalker is mostly associated with the Midnight Suns, which is sort of the team that is mostly associated with hunting down vampires, werewolves, creatures similar to that.
Whistler?
Eh?
Wait a second.
Wait.
Did you mean to tell me that Whistler seeing his wedding ring meant that he had a daughter?
No way.
Okay, that's another thing that I don't understand. Blade is still, have a vampire, so conventional weapons shouldn't work on him.
Hunter, I thought you were trying to kill Blade, not the cops.
I guess the idea is that since he's half vampire, that means they can affect him. Never really explained well.
And also, considering how Snipes was acting on the set, I wonder if that was Reynolds just outwardly exclaiming, "What the hell's
Honestly,
going on?" It's
know
supposed to be the rescue scene.
It's funny to me seeing that people think that Ryan Reynolds started giving a shit in acting in his movie ever since like Deadpool and stuff, but no, by watching. Also, that seriously. By watching all these previous movies where he started in, you can tell he has always been like this.
Yeah, needless to say, Ryan Reynolds had pretty terrible luck in his superhero career before he
Basically,
finally...
had a terrible agent. That's pretty much it. But in case you're wondering, instead, Whistler's child, the character, just original character created for the movie. Boom.
This feels like such a 2004 kind of movie.
Yeah.
The one that was
Also,
trying to trace popular trends
why
from the
aren't the police-
90s while adding in their
where
own
have the
special
police-
spin.
Wait, where have the police gone? Why are they just stopping them? They just run right out the front door.
Is this Resident Evil 2? With Ryan
Oh,
Reynolds?
hey, there's the police.
But
They
fuck
were
the police.
conveniently not in their own base. Also, so Ryan, did you just decide to wear the words "F-U" on your name tag? Like,
It's quirky, Jova.
Like, okay, I know for us the audience looks cool, but you have to wonder for the character himself. What was his plan? Like, when I bust in, they'll solely see my name, and that'll be the last thing they see?
What the fuck?
Yeah, why?
So I guess Blade's about to get a whole team in this movie. Oh
Even though
boy.
you
What
If
whack...
only Whistler was here to watch this.
Oh,
Wait, he's dead again.
And none of the police are okay. Yeah.
Oh, Abby, so
So
that's
what-
her name.
So wait,
Oh
none
no,
of the
Triple H is running towards you, run away.
And-
none of the police were chasing them, but Triple H was running.
Well, he's a vampire.
No, but where's the police?
Yeah, Abigail, that's her name.
All right, I think coming up here is a bit where they explain the little inconsistency between the first film and this one.
Yeah.
Oh!
How convenient.
So she's literally a bastard child.
Yeah.
Hello there, little girl. The honeycomb hideout. Okay, be honest, guys. You were playing Final Fantasy VII, and you wanted to see how you could throw in a little bit of a honey reference.
I can't wait to see all of you die.
So let's see. So we got Summerfield, who's apparently been working on a new serum for him. Wow, that is quite possibly the best line in this movie. Pretty much rejects from a Saturday morning cartoon. That is exactly what you guys are.
Why Blade never got a TV series? It's so criminal.
So,
Ryan Reynolds was 28 at this point.
so let me see if I can get this straight. There's been this organization dedicated to hunting vampires, and we're only learning about them in the third movie. Never mind the fact that one of them has Whistler's literal daughter here. And, okay, some people may say, oh, but Whistler tried to hide the truth. Bull crap! She doesn't seem like the kind of person who would let that stop her from revealing herself to Blade.
Okay, correction. Apparently, Blade got a TV series, but it had only 12 episodes, each I guess of 40 minutes. And guess what, Jova?
What?
Take a guess who's the producer, one of the producer.
Michael Bay?
You're not close. Think of superhero bad stuff. Producer,
Oh, Avi Arad!
very present and accounted.
You've got to be
Which
kidding
is-
me!
Which is funny because, what I understand, there wasn't any Avi
Oh! Okay.
antics in this trilogy.
Also, David Goyer wrote the pilot along with Joe Jones and the ending.
So, apparently... Oh, God.
Ah,
Okay, lady. Jesus
Do I sense a grudge?
yeah.
Christ. Oof.
So what, did he used to be her familiar or something?
Okay.
Oh, look at that, she's even got the dog to go with
Pomerian,
it.
Cute. It's adorable. Also, Blade actually got an actual anime. Let me check how many episodes were.
Wow, was it one of the Marvel animes?
Yeah, 12 episodes too.
So, this Blade TV series, was Wesley Snipes in it?
So,
I'll check in the meantime. Go on, please.
So yeah, Drake's gotten fed up of their failures, so he's taking over the operation.
Okay,
Which
Boomer.
should have done from the beginning.
But, yeah, I mean, that is a good point.
No,
So,
Joe, in the series, Blade is played by Sticky Fingers.
huh.
What the hell? Is that a code name? You
So-
can tell Ryan is probably the only one who's
Yeah.
actually giving a shit in this.
So, yeah,
Yeah,
there's
see,
apparently a
he
way
used to be a vampire, and now
No.
he's,
I think he used to be a familiar was the thing.
Well,
I
if
think
was
he
a
said he used to be
vampire-
a vampire.
Yeah, it's what happened in the comics. Remember? I did link to you, but yeah, Animal King got turned into a vampire by Deco Frost.
Also, yeah,
And
see,
and
we
also
like the
fought with
comic.
Dracula.
We have a comic in it.
Basically, he's a vampire who becomes a force for good. He eventually meets Blade, but he proves himself to be a good guy.
So in this version,
But yeah,
Hannibal King.
honestly,
So in this version,
Bob-
Hannibal King is no longer a vampire.
I guess.
but honestly, in terms of the whole actual comic book being in the comic book movie, Logan did that thing better, honestly.
Hellboy did it the best, though.
Yeah, I will say this.
Anyway, though, so let me get this straight. So Hannibal King in the comics was essentially a good vampire, essentially.
Yeah.
Didn't they already have Morbius at that time? Oh, wait,
Morbius
wait.
was more like.
That's right. Morbius was more of a scientific vampire.
Not just that, he was an anti-hero, more like Venom. Animal King was an actual force for good.
Fair enough. Which is weird because later comics would try and make Morbius something of a good guy. Especially Ultimate Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
So, why on earth
Whoop.
did they make Hannibal King a human in this? Like, they say that apparently they...
I guess I'm making things more easy.
Also, so apparently, as established in this universe, vampires can have fangs in their vaginas since...
Apparently Dracula was Sumerian in this version.
Weird. Usually...
He was, but now he's Drake.
Weird. Usually, if Dracula starts off as Vlad the Impaler...
Vlad Tepes the Third of Wallachia. Yeah.
But here he is Sumerian. Why?
I guess we need to try to build him up as this ancient demon.
He's literally Dante. He's even got the devil trigger form and everything.
So it's Sparta instead, when it was still evil.
I guess.
In case you're wondering, no, the actual comic book Marvel version of Dracula is the classic history, the classical origin story. In Transylvania, born in Strasbourg in Transylvania.
It makes no sense why they decided to change it that much. Hell, they literally have his Marvel comic in this movie, for crying in the bucket.
Of course, he was in Iraq.
He was pissed, yet he apparently came willingly.
And did stuff before taking action.
Oh, and look at this Dracula. This is one of the versions of Dracula that can walk out in the day.
This is like the editing in Catwoman 2004.
Oh, no,
This is like a commercial.
No, that shot is terrible.
This is like a commercial for something.
I was just gonna say it's like the editing in Catwoman that came out earlier. That came out earlier that year. Characters walking normally, but yet everything around them is fast.
It's funny you mentioned also Java, because just today, by the time we recorded, I actually saw an Armani perfume commercial with Ryan Reynolds in it, and it's played completely seriously.
Oh. Also, look at this. He's coming to a Dracula store.
A
Get
golf
it?
club.
Now he's going to look at how his legacy has been commercialized.
Kids these days.
Count Chocula. You know, I love how they're talking about not commercializing Dracula when we have this punk looking oh so silly with an open shirt and everything.
Vibrators.
Oh, vampire vibrators. Good Lord, God Almighty! Even for merchandising, this seems just a mite bit stupid. Also, talk about a load of variety. It's not every day you see a store that sells all this convenience alongside vibrators.
Yay, I guess.
It was totally necessary to have that always heck uncomfortable scene with the woman while throwing the guy out the window.
But hey, at least she's wearing a Motorhead shirt. I guess Lemmy Kilmister would have loved so much that.
Well, I mean, to be fair, he didn't look exactly too. If I were Dracula, I wouldn't be happy that I had a vibrator after me.
Well, it's like I said, what is up with that store? What kind of store sells Count Chocula right next to the vibrators?
Family fun for everyone.
Yeah, I guess.
Bring the kids.
Literally for all the ages. Jesus Christ.
So yeah, killing vampires individually is not working out because there's just thousands of them.
Now you're just telling me that the previous two movies
Oh, great.
Pointless.
Oh, great. Summerfield. She's one of those pretentious blind people who says, oh, for you sighted people. Look, lady, you're not Daredevil, okay?
If we knew that, we would have She-Ra guest starring.
So yeah, their tactic now is to wipe them all out biologically.
Oh God, that guy's the progenitor of the vampire race, and he's surprised that
he's ancient, so.
I mean, look at the way the guy dresses. Is he surprised that vampires are lame these days? Like, I'm gonna say it, this is one of the lamest renditions of Dracula I have ever seen in media. And we've barely had, like, what, 10 minutes of him?
Okay, I don't know what Dominic Purcell's like in Prison
Oh, hey,
Break,
Patton Oswalt.
but I don't know. I'm not really feeling him in this movie.
What? You know, just gonna say, the whole neurotic science guy thing was done a lot better in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Patton. Where he played the Krennic brothers.
Some dogs. Whoa, that's a BFG. Well, no, to be honest, he looks more like the plasma rifle in Doom.
Also, Abigail, not for nothing, but why are you now wearing the naval revealing outfit here? Also, you'd think that in a job like yours, you would want to get an outfit that, you know, covers up your skin so that vampires can't get at it. Just saying.
Aristocrat. Oh, right. Oh, yeah, the. Thank you. It's a Qatar-like weapon.
It looks a little awkward to hold.
Oh, I will say the CGI in this movie is a tad better than in the previous one. Better integrated and all, so far at least.
Oh, is that foreshadowing? So Dracula can apparently shapeshift into other humans of sorts. Because his bone
He's
structure...
tried to help you, you prick.
Yeah. Okay. Ryan, what the hell are you wearing with that jacket?
Just want to remind you that Ryan's markings were down near his crotch, so does that mean that Danica literally bit him in...
Why would you...
BJ surprise, Jover.
Wow.
Why would you listen to music on your iPod while you're fighting people? Would that give them more of a chance to come at you from behind?
I'm still
from the side.
I'm still caught up on Abigail's sense of dress code. Again,
Okay,
in your line of work, don't you...
She uses bows and arrows, so I think she gets to fight on distance, which helps. The music in that case helps her concentrate.
Even still, in her line, look, except not here. She's doing hand-to-hand combat.
Okay, I don't know, Ben.
Like in your line of work, wouldn't you want clothes that cover up the skin against vampires? Just saying. And it doesn't make sense because, you know, the first time we see her, she wasn't wearing a stupidly revealing outfit like that.
Also, I think the FBI is no longer searching for Blade now.
Oh yeah, we kind of dropped that plot, didn't we?
It was convenient only for the beginning.
Dibs? Anything?
They still are, but we don't see that.
Is that a hobo version of Simon Pegg? Come on. Come on.
Dr. Evans.
Also, Nokia. I'm sorry, I've been held a bit.
He's just trying out for Deadpool, folks.
So hard. Honestly, these pretty much tells me that he had to be restrained so much for Green Lantern instead.
I know, right? Seriously, I mean, out of all his superhero performances, I think Green Lantern is the only one where he's had to play the straight man.
God, the group slow-mo shot.
That won't get anyone's attention whatsoever, eh, Dwibs?
Also, Jova, from what I heard,
a wanted criminal walking in through the front door.
and 2 people clearly armed.
Along
Also, from what I heard, Jova and Ryan is a bit more to his usual self in the Green Lantern video game, Rise of the Manhunters, but I still have to track a copy of that. What the hell?
What's stopping him from calling you after you go around the corner?
Reasons.
Raisins.
The honor system, I guess.
He was just passing by.
You can't see Dr. Vance now. Yeah. Cute.
This security is such tight. The dock is in.
Oh.
Yeah,
no, guys.
Oh no, his shirt! Oh no, his shirt's open! Look out, he'll use his powers of sexiness on you!
Seriously, that was your strategy, pull up a desk.
But worse than that, guys, Dracula, sorry, Varric is dead!
It's like he was more a plot device than anything. Let me show you just what I'm made of. So long, suckers!
I don't think Blade was Superman.
This isn't silly at all. You know, that's another thing. This movie feels like it's succumbing to the Abrams virus. You know how J.J. Abrams likes to make everything bigger, better, flashier than before, at the expense of potentially making it coherent? That's kind of what this movie feels like at times.
Also, I think this movie... it is a bit of a schizophrenic pace. I blame Goyer still for these two, for the direction.
Also, is it just me? Oh, sorry, go on.
Unlike in the second movie, this movie tries to take itself more seriously, but in order to balance that, it has Ryan Reynolds spewing out jokes, fast-paced, whatever is on screen.
Yeah, like Blade...
It does create a bit of a problem. The second movie had a better idea on not taking itself too seriously, unless we really needed to.
The idea was that Blade, while a serious guy, could crack a pun every now and then. Here, they've upped him to being the absolute serious, stone-cold guy.
Is just terrible.
And I'm not sure how much of that is down to the script and also how much of Snipes is.
Well, okay. When it comes to the script, we know that Blade acting more, more conceited here and there. That's definitely script stuff. As for the tone of the acting, that's up in the air of whether or not that's the writing or Snipes' behavior, or his stunt double's behavior.
How many walls and windows do you have to destroy?
Again, I love how we are now... You know how I said earlier that we were doing this in broad daylight, but it was metaphorical? Now we're literally doing this in broad daylight.
Also, I think Dracula is unaffected by sunlight.
Yes. Because he's pure?
I guess.
So Dracula is also a halfling? I don't understand.
No, he's
wait,
pure.
that's right, because he's the perfect vampire. Wow.
Was that necessary?
Don't. Or I'll drop the baby. He's literally dangling a baby over a cliff.
You're literally Dracula. You're gonna do it anyway. Why should I trust you? Seriously. All these fucking Austin situations that Hollywood pretends that the villains have some humanity for this.
Here we are.
Oh, so Stoker was right about you.
It was just
because,
an adaptation.
Because he was original, he hadn't had any of the weaknesses vampires would later go on to have. So,
kind of makes you wonder how vampires came on to have that weakness.
Imperfections, The DNA.
I guess. So wait, are you Vlad the Impaler or not? You're talking about honor and living by the sword, but apparently
That's the
you were
thing. It's supposed to
Sumerian.
be Sumerian, Joker.
Sumerians weren't exactly all about honor and living by the
No.
sword.
They were
So,
more like, let's sculpt this thing and see what happens.
so what the heck is this all? Oh, God.
I mean, mind you, the Sumerians did wrote some stuff. The first ever documented
Also,
book
I love how
written is the
so
Epic of Gilgamesh from Sumerian civilization, but still, yes, babes.
I love how it's so obvious that the baby is just a doll.
Yeah.
Well, except in that little bit.
Aw. So whose baby is it?
Don't know.
Wow. What are we gonna do about that?
Oof.
Ryan, is everything okay? It's okay, Ryan, it's okay, we promise. We'll get you a good superhero movie eventually. This X-Men Origins Wolverine sounds like a real winner here.
Damn it.
And even if that doesn't work, then there's Green Lantern.
Ooh.
Ow.
Oh, apparently, guys, they did have Stephen Norrington in mind to come back to direct this movie.
But
He read the script.
It seems like there's a lot of problems whenever somebody reads the script. Wesley Snipes hated the script. A guy rejected the script.
Mind you, he directed League of Extraordinary Gentlemen the previous year.
true.
Oh, God, what is it with 2004?
Also, apparently, Guillermo del Toro was supposed to be the director, but he was busy with Hellboy.
Oh,
Yeah.
here we go.
Shower scene.
Hey,
Yeah.
it's in our contract. We gotta have a nude scene for the cute girl we cast.
Look, Joe, how sexy she is while she's washing away the blood of her enemies.
And she's sitting in the shower? God, icky,
That's
no.
so unhygienic.
Seriously, people, public showers are not meant to be sat in. In fact, you are to have as little contact with the floor as possible in a public shower.
Also, there was a PS3 controller. Wait, is that Shatner?
What?
Is this a old Star Trek episode?
I wonder if this is that Twilight Zone episode where he was in.
Yeah. What is Blade going to do when there are no more vampires to hunt?
Sorry, Ryan. Unfortunately, we're interested to see what's going on that screen.
Yeah. Bye then.
See ya. Speaking in Esperanto, Ryan, you were watching a old TV series in Esperanto?
Why?
Oh, apparently. Okay, I'm not sure if that bit where he said he hates me, doesn't he, was improvised because of the real life crap going on between the pair.
Oh, it's okay. He's just mad because of the script. I mean, okay.
Allegedly again.
Okay, now don't get me wrong. I can see why Wesley would have hated the script because the script kind of turns Blade into a joyless, no-fun guy when really he was nothing like that in the first two movies. He was definitely a wisecracker here and there. Like, come on.
Apparently, Joe Dweebs, you're right. At least I'm going with what TV Trope said. That remark that Ryan Reynolds had, that was just improvised, and Goyer threw it in.
Ooh.
It's time to power up.
I will make you a better vampire? I guess he can do that. Also, didn't you turn that couple in that store into vampires, or did you just kill them?
I don't know.
Since, he clearly bit the woman.
Both.
Anyway, I found some to go more in depth on how Snipes' career fared after this movie. From the TV Tropes page. Star derailing role. That's a good sign.
Ooh.
Wesley Snipes' career was beginning to cool by the late 90s and early 2000s, with the exception of the first two Blade films, which were box office successes. By the time this one came out, it got a negative reception from both critics and fans. That led to disappointing box office. Didn't help that Snipes filed a lawsuit against New Line Cinema and David Goyer because they cut him out of casting decisions and processes of the filmmaking despite being a producer. He went on to be in a string of straight-to-DVD schlock and didn't make another theatrical appearance till 2009's Brooklyn's Finest. He went to prison for tax evasion. But he's been sort of trying to make a bit of a comeback. He was in Expendables 3.
Oh.
Not just that, remember, he was... before we announced the reboot with Mahershala Ali, Marvel was in talk of making, still new series, still with Snipes in the leading role.
He still does look like he could play the part, I'll admit.
Although, I guess by this point, they just want to move on. I wouldn't object to them
Would be cute as a cameo or something.
Oh,
well... Like a cameo, or maybe as another character.
There is word that he will show up in the new Blade films as either a mentor or Dracula.
Wesley Snipes is Dracula, that'd be something.
He'd probably be a better Dracula than this movie's Dracula.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Dracula is one of those roles that I'm not sure the changing the ethnicity would make it work.
Yeah, Dracula never really had a set ethnicity. Well, okay, his set ethnicity is that he's Transylvanian. He doesn't really have a set skin color, though.
I suppose.
There have been loads of movies that have changed his skin color here and there.
And this film was apparently supposed to set up a film based off the Night Stalkers, aka
like you said,
Ryan Reynolds
and
Jessica Biel.
Spin-off.
Ah. Three suckers, hands in the air.
Oliver Hirschspiegel was supposed to direct this movie, but he went on to do Downfall instead. But apparently he tried to get out of doing Downfall so he could do this movie.
Oh, wow.
But he said in hindsight he would regret trying to do that because Downfall was considerably more acclaimed than this movie, which also came out in 2000.
Well, I guess the Asian vampire girl is dead, whatever her name was. Okay. That line was pretty cool. I mean, he's got a point. Like, hey, there you go, Tia. Someone pointing it out. They'll kill me.
It's a sort of a callback to that line he did in the first movie, so at least there is a bit of charm.
And no funny business. Apparently, Triple H's role was apparently supposed to be for another WWE superstar, i.e. Edge.
Huh.
But I guess he wasn't available. Mind you, he was still recovering from a broken neck by the time they were filming this, so...
Anyway, okay, now see here, so here Abigail's wearing a more appropriate outfit.
But yeah, here we are. A blood farm where they just suck out all the blood from humans and use it to drink. I mean, it's not a bad looking set, actually.
How does that work? Like, when a human dies, we replenish it?
I guess they must keep them They must keep them well preserved to have the blood still be active unless they're still alive.
So yeah, the chief of police was in on this.
Okay. So by chief of police, you were talking about this guy. Okay, so I thought he was the FBI guy.
But oh god! Apparently, the original script was supposed to have a sex scene between Blade and Abigail.
Yeah, no. Well, what? Bruce Timm was supposed to produce it.
I mean, probably doesn't help that Blade and Abigail have little to no chemistry whatsoever in this movie.
No.
And it would pretty much be the typical, you are my friend's daughter, so therefore I am obligated to love you.
Oh, I see. He's one of those guys that are like, no one cares about these guys, so...
Oh, so apparently these people are alive, thanks to a chemically induced coma.
They're kept so they can generate blood enough to be spilled without killing them.
But see here, Abigail's wearing a more appropriate outfit for this job. Now, I'm not saying I have anything against scantily clad folk, if it's a costume that makes sense. But in something going up against creatures that are chomping at the bit to get at you, unless you're trying to use yourself as bait...
I do like this bit coming up as well. You got 20 seconds to run.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 20. Oh, well. That was enough.
Well, yeah, okay, I love that bit. You got 20 seconds to run. 20. I mean, to be fair, he deserved it.
Wait, seriously, that's the password? Harvest?
Yep. So we established this just to shut it all down.
I guess that's how Blade rolls.
This was 2004, before most people knew how the internet worked. And it shut down immediately. Oh my god.
Wow. This is either one of the most advanced or one of the most flimsy systems ever.
Talk about rushed. Season 1 should have been taking a bit more time.
But actually, that scene did have a purpose.
To show that Dracula means business, yo.
Well, that, and also to have Blade and Abigail not be there when they have a special visitor.
Ha! Get it! Wizard of Oz reference.
Okay, I can't correlate Wizard of Oz with basketball.
Well, surely with all these people here, we have somebody on security this time. What? Oh god, it's Drake. Come on, there's no suspense whatsoever. The music...
none of these guys even know Whistler, so what's the point?
Not only that, but if it's supposed to be something to fake us out, sorry, but the music played ominously, so it's kind of obvious that this is a bad thing.
They've never even met. What the fuck?
Apparently Ryan knows him.
Or is this because Chris Christopherson was contractually obliged to be
Wait. Do we have anyone on security here?
The blind woman.
The blind woman is on security with the monitor watching.
Yeah, she's in charge of security.
Dio?
Sorry, what?
What's the special category for a movie that has the blind woman be in charge of security?
Don't know.
Okay. She isn't.
They have, these idiots have everything coming to them when they make stupid decisions like that.
Like, with the DC universe, with Oracle, it makes sense, however, because her disability was only limited physically, but she could still be a tech nerd. Here, she's blind.
Why are you putting her in charge of security? But it's okay, she was able to sense that there was blood on the basketball, which means that the others are dead.
So, how would you guys say Natasha Lyonne is as playing a blind person?
Okay. She I guess she does the role well, fine, but I'm sorry, her acting in general here ain't the best. God damn it, Zoe, run!
Would it interest you to know Joe was going to be in Orange is the New Black?
Hopefully better there.
And she was also in the American Pie series.
Huh.
And Robots, the 2005 Blue Sky movie.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you'd think that this is just setting up a scene for her to be awesome or show some hidden skill since you know she's blind, right?
No, Patton Oswalt is dead.
Killed off screen, no less.
And so was the other guy.
So, does this mean Ryan Reynolds is dead since, apparently fake Whistler here did this all?
No, actually, no.
What's even the point of showing up as Whistler to a blind woman?
Yeah, seriously.
Come on, just reveal that you're Dracula already. Oh, and you gotta love this. She's blind, so she wasn't even able to tell that he was right in front of her. What kind of security was she supposed to be? Look at her. She's practically cowed in terror. Oh, now she's trying to smell for him.
Uh,
You're pretty terrible at this, you know that?
the Lord of the Vampires, everyone.
What was even the point of trolling a blind person there? I mean... Ay vey. You know what's sad is that in her last moments, they kind of make her look a little, befuddled and, like a fool in that last bit. But wait, would they actually have the balls to kill a child, too? Jump scare? Jump scare?
No.
There we go!
And now he's Mr. Fantastic.
Oh no.
I'm still reeling from them putting the blind woman in charge of security. Like, okay, you'd think, okay, they put her in charge of security. Surely she must have some special abilities, right? No, in fact, Draco pretty much plays with her throughout that scene.
How you lot have survived this long by being this stupid, I have no idea.
Well, Dracula wasn't alive back then.
I'm sorry, but how have they never run into this problem before by having the blind woman in charge of security? Like, you are going up against the flipping undead here. Get some good security, you chuckle fudges. Oh no! Is our well-established family all dead?
Yes.
Even the little girl?
Probably not. I mean, these movies are rated, right?
This is the unrated version.
True. But we still probably wouldn't, be ballsy enough to kill a child character like this.
Who knows? They killed Whistler, they killed the blonde woman, they killed freaking Patton Oswalt while barely using him.
How did X-Men Apocalypse get away by killing a child?
Wait, oh yeah, that did kill a child. Magneto's kid.
ESRB works really weirdly.
Yeah, like X-Men Apocalypse, that was PG-13. And again, Jaws killed a child, and that was only rated PG.
Well, back then I think it was a time where PG meant something, mean meant something.
It's still rated just PG. So, just establishing how Paradise is now in ruins. Wouldn't it be just a trollishing if he actually turned her into a vampire? Oh, snap. I think he actually did kill the little girl. No, don't tell me.
Alive.
What was that 360 shot? Goyer, you're not British.
Immortality will come to such as are fit for it.
Fit for it.
The heck does that even mean?
Oh, I think Zoe really is dead.
Oh
Well, not
no,
Zoe,
it's Summerfield.
Oh, Summer.
He crucified her for some reason.
What is this, end of days?
Okay, Dracula, why the crucifixion? Like, okay, he did...
Java, he was the Impaler, so it's not that...
But he's not Vlad the Impaler in this version. He's freaking Sumerian.
You're right.
This movie doesn't make any sense. Use what?
We're trying to use it.
I mean, it's getting me through the production of this movie.
Use what?
And now it's her turn to do a Narmy scream. Look at him! He doesn't look like he gives a single.
Oh my god, and we're already 90 minutes in almost. What is this movie?
Oh, hey,
Also-
King.
Doggo.
So they just kidnapped him. Oh!
And he's a mutant dog from the previous movie.
That's an interesting thing to bring back.
Pac-Man.
Seriously?
Oh, so apparently this is what happens when you make a Pomeranian a vampire.
A vampire Pomerian. We really should have brought Shiri here.
Well, there's always generations.
Oh, who's a cutie?
Why do I get the thing they were planning to sell a lot of toys from that thing?
That's adorable. Ooh.
What are you even wearing?
Also, Ryan is ripped. Jesus, I didn't notice that.
You know, Danica's wardrobe for this movie is kooky, to say the least.
Is that a fox around her?
Yes, that is literally a fox. Or God forbid it's another Pomeranian.
His dialogue.
Yeah, I mean, it is.
Yeah, we're more sophisticated than just saying dick. Totally.
We say,
We say curse
Whatever.
words. We are the sophisticated
Who wrote
bunch.
this? Frank Miller? No, true. It will contain more loving dialogues about the city.
Yeah.
There's none of it here.
Yeah, there's not enough jacking off to the buildings.
yes, about the weapon.
You didn't even know. Are we really sure this is not Wade just disguising?
I know, right? Seriously. Oh god. You know this means that if Blade ever does have a crossover with Deadpool in the MCU...
Yeah, we're probably gonna have a joke where like, didn't I used to work with you or something?
Yeah. Wow, she even has...
Ooh.
She has blade-tipped stilettos. Practical.
Just like any good femme fatale would have.
I can't tell. Was she trying to be the big bad of this movie, or the big bad wannabe, or just the femme fatale? It's not really clear. Lady, get a hobby.
Hmm.
Yeah?
Oh,
Aw, so they didn't kill Zoe. How classy.
they're planning something special.
Yeah, I don't think they would.
Apparently they're planning to feed her to King when he turns. Well, when he can no longer take the hunger anymore.
I mean, the alternative will be that they will himself will feed on her, so I'm not sure.
Why
what
specifically the little girl? Oh, because it was someone he knew. It's a shame the
Yeah.
audience didn't get to know her well. Wow,
Now
most of
it's-
our crew are dead, so
And so now it's personal. Toodoo, toom, toodoo.
You know, I think part of the problem with this move is that we've seen this move before. Somebody close to the heroes dies, then it's personal. We saw this before in Blade 1. So, yeah. This
We
just
just
feels
saw
like
this beforehand with Whistler's death.
that too. Well, yeah, that too in a sense. I mean,
Honestly, this movie feels way too depressing
yeah, I
in
know.
general.
Isn't that ironic? The movie that tries to lighten up stuff here and there ends up being the most depressing of the trilogy, quite honestly.
Don't get me wrong, I still get a chuckle out of Ryan Reynolds' excessive jokes, I will admit that, but he still, get a laugh here and there. But still, otherwise, this is a very depressing movie. The great conclusion to the Blade trilogy, and it is this.
Like,
Well, Tio, there was a TV show after this.
well,
Yeah,
okay,
but
wait.
was it a sequel to these movies?
Well, if by sequel you mean it's one of those where we don't have the main actor in it,
Well, yeah,
Well,
but is it
sorry,
in the
why
same
was it a
continuity?
continuation?
I'm not sure.
Well, okay, for
Okay.
all we know, it may not be that case. But in regards to being, as far as we know, this is the conclusion to the trilogy. So, oh boy, what a way to go out! Like, at least with X-Men: The Last Stand, for as depressing as it could be with some of the character deaths, the heroes actually grew from that and got to sojourn on here and there. Granted, it sort of got a bit ignored in the Wolverine, how Wolverine was sort of supposed to be the headmaster or something, but I digress. X-Men: The Last Stand at least felt like it was going somewhere. This one just feels like it's wandering aimlessly. Oh hey, a new character.
Sounds
Who
very
we don't,
Scottish.
whose face we don't see.
Well, we did sort of see his face when he first came, but yeah.
He's played by Christopher Heyerald. Wait, I heard that name already.
Oh, how nice. Summerfield.
Of course.
Oh god, it's so sad, isn't it? This woman, Summerfield, she left a message and all that, and if only we actually knew her better.
Oh god, this guy has a terrible
Oh.
resume. His very first role was in Highlander 3 The Sorcerer.
Oh.
Then he was in stuff like this movie, Catwoman, The Chronicles of Riddick,
Jesus.
and then the Twilight, and one was Volturi from the Twilight, so since New Moon onward.
Wow. Ouch. Like, dang, that is a...
Series-wise, it was a bit better. It was in
But,
21 Jump Street, Are You Afraid of the Dark, Stargate Atlantis, and stuff like that.
We didn't have
But,
enough
oh
time to
boy,
properly test it, so there's no way of
but
knowing
guys,
if it'll work.
Yeah.
I got the question now. If that cure is successful in killing all the vampires, would that kill Blade as well?
I guess that's what the dilemma with the endings will have to tackle.
Wouldn't it only kill the vampire half? So this cure is literally supposed to kill all vampires, so it's not really a cure so much as it is, a
A
pesticide.
genocide bomb.
Also, I love how we literally had to introduce a new character because all our other new characters are pretty much dead.
Mm-hmm.
Something about that feels sloppy. The Gnome King? What?
What does that even mean?
But the nice lady my mom worked with came from Seventh Heaven.
Also, the Marvel Universe literally has every single Pantheon canon, so...
To the
take your
point where
pick.
you have to wonder if Death is just taking time off, honestly.
Well, yeah, hell is literally a physical
And
place
now
in
it's
the Marvel
time for the
Universe.
good old-fashioned suit-up sequence.
Of course.
Even that feels lame in this movie compared to the other two.
Damn it.
What?
I wonder who dropped the ball here.
Jesus, like it
Goyer?
feels like
Mostly, I guess.
it feels like everybody dropped the ball. Like even the cinematography is lame, and the music is eh. So Abigail, is it like what? The more vengeful you're feeling, the more clothes you put on.
I guess.
Seriously, her wardrobe is so inconsistent in this movie, and normally I wouldn't make a big stink about it, but may I remind you, this is literally a job with people who want to feast on your flesh and blood. Just saying, you might want to cover that stuff up well. It's not like Jill Valentine in Resident Evil 3 where she literally got blown out of her apartment while in mid-dress.
These songs.
Also, is it just me or does
Yeah.
a bow and arrow feel like a weird thing to use in this job, considering how often up close she is? Now, if she was far away, that might be an interesting thing. Again, with the naval shot. If she were far away, that may be an interesting thing to use, but with how close up you are, not a good idea for a weapon. Also, a bright blue motorcycle? Yeah, that'll do great for camouflage, idiot.
Again, like I said, Jerva, the Night Stalkers, how they've been able to stay around all this time with idiotic decision making like that. That could be its own movie.
Like, look at Blade. He's smart. Dresses in black, has a pitch black motorcycle. That's great for camouflage.
This song was just terrible.
Have they bitten him yet?
No.
No.
Why doesn't she bite him already? You realize that the longer you take to bite him, the more time he has to eventually escape. Why would nobody come for him? He literally works with a crew. Apparently you guys didn't do your research well enough to know that there was clearly the daughter of Whistler who you idiots missed. Bless Ryan Reynolds, he is trying to keep this movie
Who's
afloat.
that?
Seriously, how much does his back hurt from carrying this scene?
Hmm?
Vampires in space.
I actually know a movie about that.
Well, no, it's the,
Really?
they have the yeah, classy. Yeah.
Jesus, he really is Deadpool at this point.
I know the feeling.
Maybe like the twist is that he is actually right.
Why?
What?
Of course. I didn't know we could do this before. Why didn't we ever do this before in the previous movies, I wonder? Oh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it is.
There we go.
Sorry, Snipes didn't feel like.
I get what they were trying to do with that scene, and maybe in a better movie I would have laughed. But I just have to give a pity clap.
Yeah, that one clap.
I mean, it was kind of funny, but then it's like they decided, nah, let's not be funny with it.
Yeah, they're just gonna leave him there.
Can you please? Nope.
Jeez, Wesley, did you hate him that much that you left him in chains?
Okay, honestly, I don't know what's worse. Leaving him there or being racist towards him, allegedly.
How about both?
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Oof.
Okay, even in character-wise, why is Blade being such a dick to this guy? Like, at this point, he's proven himself to want to help. Like, why not let him out of the chains right there and then?
His
That's
bad
just...
choreography is so bad.
Again, they went to such great lengths to do good choreography in the first two movies. Oh my god.
See?
And
See,
now
she
she's
does it.
dressing like Lara
Lara
Croft.
Croft from the reboot series.
What happened to all that stuff you were dressed up in earlier that would have covered you just fine?
Aww.
Well,
Again, someone could just come from behind. while you
really?
do that.
Again with the stupid headphones?
She feels
Or
more
earpieces.
concentrated.
How does that
Yeah.
help you concentrate? It's a bit more of a distraction than anything else.
Also, she did the whole Matrix come at me bro pose.
In 2004.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
sorry.
yeah.
Wasn't even Matrix sort of running out of popularity at that point?
The last film was the previous year.
Huh.
Yeah.
I guess maybe it was fresh in people's minds, except for the fact that, let's not forget, the last two movies kind of, were...
Blue.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, to the point where Matrix was kind of a cursed trilogy at that point. Sure, to the point where it was being parodied rather than, respected.
Jeez.
God, since this movie's so memorable, Blade already killed Triple H, right?
No.
No, Triple H is still
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah. He got knocked into an elevator.
Wait, so
Yeah.
Blade did not kill the main trio of vampires back there. Why? Whatever. He'll probably kill him later.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, he's probably gonna leave killing Danica to King, probably.
Hmm.
Since it's personal. And since King hasn't really gotten to do anything in this
What
climax
the
yet.
hell is this fight choreography? Jeez.
What do you think, Dwibs?
so. Honestly, this is the point where I just normally check out.
He
the
literally
movie. Okay,
has
we've got
a
Blade
boomerang blade.
No,
Blade
no,
and
he used that
Blade
in the
and
second
Abigail.
movie.
So we got Blade and Abigail versus Mooks, and Ryan Reynolds running away, but he's got to face someone eventually, right?
Also, yeah, you're right. I forgot about that. Oh, hey, look! That incredibly specific device came incredibly specifically in handy.
That was nice, I guess. Yeah.
Oh no,
This
the
is who
vampire
Ryan Reynolds is
Pomeranian!
facing.
It's so cute.
The
Come on.
vampire Pomeranian.
Uh-oh.
Those are actually more of a problem.
Rottweilers.
I think they're pit bulls. Also, dog ass shot.
Well, the giant dogs and can fuck you up if you're not careful.
Oh god, Rottweilers are bad news.
Ooh. Whoop.
Oh boy. This is it. Ryan Reynolds against the dogs. Ah, that was cute. That little Pomeranian tripped a bit.
He's trying.
I'm almost surprised they didn't play Who Let the Dogs Out. Whoops.
Wait. No.
The dog's there. But look what happens to Ryan Reynolds here. He has all that effort, and now he's right back where he started.
Damn.
This is the Looney Tunes skit, isn't it?
So now we got Reynolds versus Triple
Triple
H.
This is like when Michelle
Okay.
Rodriguez went up
This
against
is-
Ronda Rousey.
I don't know, Dwebs. I think it's a bit one-sided.
This is the
Again,
the
like I
weirdest
said-
WrestleMania main event I've ever seen.
Again, like I said, it's like when Michelle Rodriguez went up against Ronda Rousey. It's kind of one-sided, but the movie expects you to believe that this could work.
Funny enough, Ronda Rousey was also in WWE.
Of course. Wow, look at that. He's wearing the armor and all that, because he's
Actual different
honorable.
armor.
Well, I guess for once we have Blade not
Oh.
being...
Oh, great! Now we get to hear Drake say "motherfucker."
I guess...
'Cause,
I get. Look at the bright side, guys. At least for once it's Blade, you know... Of course, he has to take time to take off the coat. Don't you see, at least for once now, Blade doesn't get poked to death for his blood and drained?
Notice that he actually has a sword fight at the end instead of just a fisticuff.
It's an interesting idea nonetheless. Now, will the fight choreography be able to hold up for that, Dwibs?
Probably not.
will there be another Blade movie in this continuity, Jover? There's the answer to your question.
You know, wouldn't it be interesting if the MCU actually does do something similar to what DC's doing and actually make a separate series of movies, not in the MCU, but as sort of alternatives movies, trilogies? Like,
To be
imagine...
honest, I think the What If series will fill in out that gaps in some capacity.
I guess maybe. I do wonder if they're going to have any continuations in the what ifs. Like, maybe they'll have one episode set in another universe and then have another episode that's a continuation of that episode.
Yeah,
Or...
this is pretty much like doing a rest. I wonder if Triple H actually helped plan. I wonder if Triple H actually helped plan that particular fight scene out, because it's like a wrestling match.
Wouldn't surprise me.
You know, it says something that out of all these actors, I feel like the wrestler is giving the best performance.
And wrestling's not exactly well known for making the actors good on a screen, you know, for films and that.
Oh.
Yeah, it's okay.
Oh, wait.
Don't. That was a great representation from Ryan Reynolds' superhero movie career.
Gets
What
pile
game?
drived.
He...
Bashed about all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, again, let's not forget, after this, X-Men Origins Wolverine.
And then Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Does R.I.P.D. count?
Yes.
No. Nobody remembers.
Wow, that was a complete bullshot. How do you shoot an arrow from multiple bodies? I don't care how powerful that is. It ain't going that way fast
Well,
through.
she was practicing how fast her arrows go.
Yeah, but you do know that those things have an end that sort of stops them at some point.
Oh, geez, that kind of work.
Yeah, what is... Oh.
Oh, shit. And
Just like that.
is gone.
Okay, now that just leaves what's-her-name, the vampire.
Not to worry. Triple H will reincarnate and continue his wrestling career and run NXT.
That other vampire, she was called Danica, right? We haven't dealt with her, have we?
Yeah. Well, not yet. We haven't. Although Ryan Reynolds is going to deal with her.
Of course.
For some reason, I have a harder time fighting her than the giant wrestler.
Don't you see? She's like his final boss for his campaign.
But I don't understand though. He can take down Triple H, but he can't. He has a hard time against tiny Danica.
It's sort of like in that same way that Batman has more trouble fighting the Joker than he has any of his actual superpowered foes.
Well, I guess it doesn't add up much there either.
Well, okay, Joker is more... What? Really?
Take your shirt off.
What is with him in exposing his chest?
Oh no.
We already had the open side face creatures in the previous movie.
We literally had those with the dogs too.
You're one ugly motherfucker.
You know they do. They do look like predators here, don't they?
Really? You get tossed around by the... You could tackle a guy twice your size, but not someone half.
Is she secretly more powerful than him somehow?
I don't know.
Sense. It's something this movie lacks.
My God.
God, this fight scene is shot so terribly.
The
What?
best shot fight scene was the one with Triple H.
I know, right? Like I said, I feel like Triple H may be the best thing in this movie. And while Triple H is cool and all, it feels a bit weird saying that a wrestler is the best thing in a movie.
Motherfucker.
Is that what we were...
Oh, he just grabbed the arrow.
Well, he is flipping Draco. It kind of be...
That's the kill all vampires arrow.
Whoopsie!
So, but now he doesn't see that arrow coming. What? So hang on. He can grab the kill all vampires arrow, but he doesn't see the just regular ass arrow coming.
Huh.
I don't know.
Kind of a lame ending.
I mean, Blaze gotta be the one to save the day at the end, you know?
So, that's it? Fight over? You know, for someone who was literally the first ever vampire, it feels like this guy went down easier than the villain from the first one and the villain from the second one.
What the hell?
Seriously, Batman vs. Dracula handled Dracula way better. Oh yeah, we still have other vampires to deal with. Oh wait, that's right. You kill Dracula, that kills all the other vampires. Oh, will you just die already?
You know, I'm not sure if it's the extended version we're watching, but it sure feels like it takes up.
Yeah.
Your turn now. Come on, give her a pre-mortem line.
King doesn't even get to kill her. Come on.
Dang, this sucks. No pun intended.
So, Mr. Drake.
You know, I just get the feeling his contract was just a listing of, I want so many people to see me without my shirt on.
Of course.
Good to know, I guess.
A parting gift, eh?
Sooner or later.
It's not like Blade
sure.
It's not like Blade has a formula or something to help keep the first off, you know? Just saying. Like, what's even supposed to be our suspension of disbelief? I mean, what's even the tension here? We know that Blade has a formula that he can use to help stave off the first. And yeah, sure, Whistler and Summerfield are dead, but I'm pretty sure they left around the notes for how to replicate said formula.
Yeah.
Well, apparently after this, Parker Posey went on to do a lot of things, including the Lost in Space Netflix show.
Huh, which was a much better one than the actual Lost in Space movie. And maybe a better
That's not exactly saying much, is
And it may be a better Lost in Space show than the original Lost in Space show, too. Oh no! Is Blade dead? Even though, you know, he didn't even dissolve like the other vampires, so...
And also, they just leave him there.
Huh.
Okay.
Don't even give him a proper burial, a-holes.
Alright, the FBI exists. I forgot about that.
They were
So,
literally just a thing for the first third of this movie when you get
And
down
ladies
to
and
it.
gentlemen, I give to you ending, in this case, B.
The extended cut version of it.
We'll see the actual original ending later. Oh no, look at that. But now we'll never be able to prove that vampires existed because this apparently... Actually, yeah, this destroyed all vampires, so what would Blade's purpose even be now?
Other creatures of the night.
To ride around on his bike.
Maybe join the Avengers.
Maybe. Oh, CGI!
Oof.
That...
CGI City, just like Catwoman.
Jesus!
2004.
We were doing so good, movie. Why a CGI city all of a sudden?
Yeah. The weird editing techniques and the CGI City. This is Catwoman.
Did Pete sneak in for last week?
Let's do an autopsy. But and also, coming up coming up here is another act of allegedly an act of Snipes' laziness. He was so lazy he wouldn't even open his eyes. They had to CG him opening his eyes.
Seriously. So yeah, turns out, what a shock, Blade's not dead.
But as he turned,
Why would he even turn? It usually takes way longer for him to turn anyway. Eh? Oh, look at that, I called it. Because he's a hybrid, of course he didn't die. Wait. He slept? Even though he's clearly awake and on a motorcycle. God, I hate this editing.
And that's it.
yep.
Is that...
Oh my god.
Whoa, God. It's not every day I can say it, but I feel like I just saw the trilogy get shot in the head and have its corpse desecrated watching this movie.
It's like watching the balloon deflating slowly. It's just, why?
Oh, God, Stanley. Oh, of course Avi Arad was a producer for this movie! God!
Actually, Jova, by all accounts, Avi Arad surprisingly didn't have anything much to do with the movie screw-up. She could pretty
Wow.
much put it on Goyer, pretty much.
That is amazing, because Avi Arad is usually a good reason for why a lot of Marvel-related stuff it turns out bad. So, for the credits, we literally are seeing clips from the movie all over again, because it was so great.
I kind of like the stylization where we get the end to resemble a comic book panel, but still.
So,
I mean, they had this at the start credits as well.
So, do we have any after-credits scenes?
No.
No.
But anyway, I mean, for the sake of the audience, we get all the credits and then we do the ultimate endings.
Oh, hey, Whistler! Yeah, Chris Christopherson, you were certainly in this movie.
I'll still have final thoughts. The only
But was he ever in the movie, though, Joe?
No. Oh, Miriam.
Oh, Ryan.
Anyway, yeah. The only positive I will say is that Ryan Reynolds is giving any kind of shit in his movie, and to me at least, it's actually funny to listen to rambling. It is usual. That's it. Everything else just sucks. This movie was unnecessary, and it only damages the previous two by being terrible. Even Triple H is kind of wasted. This is just awful on possible every level, aside from Ryan. Bless him. Next.
I'll go one step further.
Oh.
I think Ryan Reynolds and Triple H were the funnest parts or the most fun parts of this film.
Figures that they had quite possibly the best shot of the fight scenes. At least a fight scene that didn't constantly cut to itself or have these stupid pivoting shots or whatnot.
But yeah, on to the negatives. As hit or miss David Goyer can be as a writer, he is not a good director at all. I mean, seriously, half the time the film cuts to itself. A lot of the shots are just bland. You know, some of the acting is a bit iffy here and there, which is supposed to be his freaking job, directing the actors.
How many movies has he written? I mean, directed.
Like a few, like 4, 5, maybe 4 max, I think.
Have any been good?
What I understand, no. But I mean, honestly, his writing isn't much better either. It's just, I mean, he spent all that time in the previous movie reviving Whistler, only to kill him off like 10 minutes into this movie.
I guess it was so we could have that
20
heartfelt
maybe.
scene about Whistler having a daughter, his living legacy, as it were.
Which just doesn't make any sense for what you heard about him previously.
Yeah, because she's a bastard child.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, the plot itself doesn't make much sense either, even in its own internal way. I mean, there are a couple of funny lines, not just from Reynolds, but again, those are very few and far between. Wesley Snipes. If it's true that he was, regardless of whether or not it was true, he was being a huge bellend on set, and allegedly a racist one to boot. It's just, it's like he's not even trying like 98% of the time in this movie.
Is it possible for someone who's not actually on the set for most of the movie to try?
That's true. I mean, considering apparently he was just spending most of his time getting high in his trailer.
And you're telling me that they literally had to CGI him opening his eyes at some point?
At the end, yeah.
You gotta wonder how hostile things on the set must have been for that. Like, okay, Snipes, please open your eyes. Snipes, please open your eyes. Look, if you don't open your eyes, you're gonna crash during the action scene. Oh, okay, so you don't want to follow protocol? Fine, we'll CGI them, so you'll follow protocol that way.
I mean, the rest of the cast are fine. Dominic Purcell, I mean, maybe if he had a better script, he could have performed better, but as it is, he's just bland, which is the horrible thing to say when you're talking about freaking Dracula.
What? You don't want to see a vampire with her shirt constantly off?
Or at the very least, half unbuttoned.
Jesus Christ. You know what he feels like? He feels like the ungodly love child of Edward Cullen and Jacob from Twilight.
Except 4 years early in terms of the films.
I mean, I guess at least he doesn't sparkle or lust after unborn children.
Yeah, that was just freaking gross. But anyway, back to this movie. Chris Christopherson, again, he barely shows up in more ways than one.
How about Parker
the new
Posey?
Characters, she was there. Our new part of our now trio, the Night Stalkers. I mean, Ryan Reynolds was a little bit funny, at least. Jessica Biel was... anyway, Patton Oswalt. Yeah, I got nothing to say about Jessica Biel, to be honest.
And she's supposed to be one of the main leads. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Patton Oswalt was there. It was only really there to have a pretty, honestly, kind of mean-spirited joke aimed at him from one of his quote-unquote mates. Yeah. Seriously, Hannibal, what the fuck? He was trying to explain something important, and he was like, "Oh, but do you get laid? Get it? Because he's a nerd."
Screw you being actually smart or anything. You're a nerd.
And, you know, Natasha Lyonne, again, I think she was okay, but, I mean, the problem was the script. Yeah, I mean, I mean, why? Like hiring a blind woman to be in charge of monitoring security is like hiring. It's like hiring a guy addicted to chocolate not to eat any of the stuff while you're in the Cadbury factory.
It's kind of just asking for trouble. Or better yet, it's like getting a bloodhound who can't smell to track down prey. It's just, what are you even doing in life? And okay,
The effects.
maybe if she were like, Daredevil, it would make sense. But no, she clearly isn't. Oh, we do have an after credits scene.
Well,
It's Blade in a car. And
that's it.
what did that scene add to anything, I dare ask? What did that scene even add?
Speaking of stuff added to scenes, the CGI.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about that.
Some of it was okay. The others, well, it was shot so erratically I couldn't tell what was there. The music was again fine. I think they did try for the first time in this series to give Blade a proper theme tune. Unfortunately, it wasn't a very memorable one.
Wait, you actually remembered something of music from this?
Yes.
I'll admit, that's a first where you remembered something I didn't, because I could not remember that to save my life. What about you, Tio?
Well, I did say it wasn't very memorable.
Could you remember any of the music in this movie, Tio?
The main theme of Blade that we've been carrying on through each movie.
Huh.
But that's it.
I kind of feel a bit sorry for not recognizing it, but maybe that's just the effect this movie has on the feel of the trilogy as a whole.
Really, what else is? I mean, like I said, the erratic editing.
Mm-hmm.
And anything else?
The cinematography. What did you think of how it was shot?
I don't know. The color palette just seemed really off. It's like I was watching a film that had like something that had the camera lens it's like there was something in the way of the camera, but they didn't bother cleaning it.
Mm.
And yeah, that's about it really. Blade, this film sucks, and it's a shame that the series, after having two decent at worst films, had to end like this due to a combination of ineptitude, pettiness, not everyone just not gel. Yeah, and weed, and then it just doesn't gel, really. I mean, Goyer really fucked up, and Snipes was not helping.
So it doesn't
his alleged behavior.
So, dude, would you say it's not jellical?
That doesn't make any sense.
Well, that movie didn't make much sense either, now did it?
Well, Joe, you have to actually try. Jokes, I know this movie took a lot out of you, but you have to, come on, man, put in some effort.
What are you talking about? Jellical's totally a real word.
Whatever. Yeah, Blade Trinity. The most generous I can say about it is it's a better movie, a better superhero movie, vaguely related to Time Warner, that came out in the year 2004 that sucked the least.
So it was a better movie than Catwoman.
Yes, that's the best thing I'll say about it. It's better than Catwoman. Yes, it shares a couple of the problems of Catwoman, but it's better than Catwoman because at least, Blade against Dracula kind of makes sense as opposed to Catwoman versus the beauty industry. That's it. I'm done. Next.
Like I said, this movie just is something that feels like the death of a trilogy, forcing it to put a gun to its head and pull the trigger. Like, seriously, everything that worked in the first two movies, they make not work in this movie. It is terrible. The best things about this are Ryan Reynolds and Triple H. And even still, they cannot save this movie. Ryan Reynolds feels like he's just trying out for Deadpool. And don't get me wrong, as much as it works, the jokes do get a bit old eventually. Triple H is... well, he's Triple H, just a vampire, pretty much. And I think part of the big problem with this movie is how a lot of the action is shot here. This is some of the... again... how could they get it so right in the first two movies to make it so that it wasn't necessarily disorienting and was so good that we could follow along? Yet here, it's exactly what you would fear this kind of movie would turn out to be like. Seriously, it constantly cuts to itself, it's disorienting as all sin here and there, and the camera's constantly swiveling in a way that feels awkward and dumb. Speaking of which, another thing that was dumbed down were the characters here. Blade, who could be a wisecracker while being relatively serious, is now made into this super dark and grim guy who's so depressed with his life. He's lost all his friends and his family and everything. But hey, it's okay. He's got the last remnants of Whistler now and his daughter, Abigail. She's totally a good replacement for Whistler, right? Right? No. Yeah, that's a thing, honestly. The new characters just do not cut the mustard here. And even still, you'd think that this movie was trying to set up Blade with a new crew, except they kill most of them anyway. I guess, except for the Trinity, except the Trinity isn't really a Trinity by the end of this movie either. So, it's Blade Trinity, even though we're focusing on this trio, even though for most of the movie they aren't even a trio. They either get kidnapped, separated, or they literally just leave Blade there to be found. What the hell? The music is the most unmemorable it's ever been. And I cannot state enough how bad that is for the series, which left such a memorable mark here and there. And again, this is supposed to be the big bad. For our big bad here, we have flipping Dracula here. Except it's such a lame take on the character. He talks about, oh, you youngins have now ruined the name of vampire in my name. Except, this, I hate to say, this would make more sense if you were talking to the cast of Twilight here. Like, he pretty much does the same thing as other vampires, you know, going around biting people, eating them, so... I don't see what exactly was his plan for making the vampire race great again. He's pretty much just one of those people you say, okay, boomer, to. And yet, he doesn't even look like one of them because he's such a young pretty boy, because that's what it feels like they hired him more for, to be a pretty boy with how much he has his shirt off in this movie. And, yeah, he's pretty much just discount Dante. Before Dante was even a thing, honestly. It's such a lame take. And for some reason they make Dracula Sumerian instead of, you know, Transylvanian. Jesus. Nothing in this movie works. Nothing. And it's sad, really. It's really sad. Yes, let's make the blind girl in charge of our security. And look what happened. Pretty much everyone is dead. Zoe and Hannibal were kidnapped. Good job, team. Good job. But it's okay because the blind scientist woman managed to make the cure that would kill all vampires except for Blade. How nice. And, you know, that's another thing. This movie has little to no suspension. Because when you get down to it, a lot of the tropes are pretty much hinted at you from the get-go. Like, it's kind of obvious which was going to die with the whole, I think of you like a son, or the whole, I'm starting to understand what you mean by, this is getting too dangerous. Only for him to later die here. You pretty much know trouble's going to be brewing because there's no other reason for Blade and Abigail to be heading out to that blood farm here. So, yeah, trouble comes brewing there. And the whole line of, oh, I haven't tested it yet, so I don't know if it'll work, that's pretty much a sign for it's going to work. And for such a final fight, I gotta say, it feels like it has the lamest conclusion of Blaze's fights. Like, Seriously, compared to like the first movie, where he literally blows the guy up by inflating him up, or the second movie, where it's pretty much a no-holds-barred beatdown here. Here, it's just trick you, whoop, here comes a stab, and poof, I'm dead.
Or more like fire. I caught it. Fire. Oh no, I didn't see that one coming for some reason. Stab.
Yeah. And the way Dracula goes out, it's like, oh, I'll give you a final gift. I'm sorry, but in this version of the film, I have no idea what he means. Now, in another ending, I know what he means by final gift, but what's supposed to be his final gift in this movie exactly?
Well, we'll find out.
Again, in an alternate ending, though. Like, if this is supposedly the unrated version, so I'm guessing the director's vision. So, Mr. Goyer, what's supposed to be Dracula's gift that he gives to Blade in this?
Shrug.
God. It says something when the unrated, uncut version actually creates plot holes rather than fixing them.
And remember, according to TV Trope Still, this was the ending that David Goyer wanted.
Jesus, this is how the trilogy was supposed to end. Ugh, hey. What a mess. It's not the worst movie we've seen, but it's one of the saddest in how it kills a series. And you know, okay, if this were a good ending to a trilogy, I'd say it concludes it. But no, this just kills it. Was the series any good, Dwibs?
Yeah.
Okay, there's that. Granted, we don't even know if it's in the same continuity, but nonetheless, movie-wise, damn, this movie just killed things. And not in a good way.
Okay, so now that we've got our final thoughts out of the way, we're going to quickly go through the two alternate endings of this movie, beginning with the one for the theatrical version of the film.
Yes, where we actually see what Drake's final gift was.
Okay, then, we'll link, like you said earlier, we'll link to you a video in the description.
Now, if you're
If
watching
it's
this
not
via
there, then
Now, if you're watching this via DVD, where you want to start is, let's see.
is where Blade is on the bed. But just for a bit of further context, instead of Blade being found by the FBI in his clothes, here he's found, in this version, he's found shirtless, but we're skipping that bit. But just to let you know what we're talking about here for the theatrical version.
Yeah, it's surprisingly hard to find a YouTube video of the theatrical ending.
Okay, you guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
Ready.
3, 2, 1, click. Yep, hospital stuff again.
So, yeah. In this case, Drake's final gift was to disguise himself as Blade's body.
Okay.
So that Blade could get away?
I guess. For what? How is his life still a war if he's killed all the vampires?
Yeah, I mean, how much more conclusive of an ending to a war can you get?
Jesus. I mean, this ending technically plugs up that plot hole, but the payoff is kind of dumb when you get down to it.
Okay, now on to the other alternate ending.
Believe it or not, this ending was considered so dumb that it got deleted.
Apparently it still is on the DVD special features.
So, basically, folks, this is the werewolf alternate ending. That's right, they were going to bring in werewolves, but the word is that apparently with Underworld bringing in the whole vampires versus werewolves thing, this ending was apparently canned.
And I believe this was so to set up the Night Stalkers spin-off.
That said, though, when you see the
AKA the one that never happened.
When you see the effects in this movie, you may also see another reason why they took this scene out. Basically, we're looking at the version of the video that is 1 minute and 9 seconds, literally titled Blade Trinity 2004, Werewolf Alternate Ending. Shall
Okay,
we?
then. Everyone ready?
Ready.
Mhm.
3, 2, 1.
6 months later. Oh god. I hate that speed up editing. I don't know why. It's just so annoying. Well, that's one way to make an entrance. Oh hey, Scottish guy, I guess you're tagging along with us. You know, the Scottish guy didn't really do much in the end, now that I think about it.
No.
Ahem. Right. Oh god, that is literally what happens in Underworld. Hey, Jessica.
Why are you cosplaying as May from Pokemon?
Oh, jeez.
That effect is terrible.
That's it.
Thank God we don't see a whole lot of it.
So, guys, thoughts on those alternate endings?
Nah.
Meh.
Meh.
I mean, one makes more sense, but it's just kind of lame. The other is just, hey guys, come see our Night Stalkers spin-off. It'll be great.
You know what's sad is that even though that ending technically makes more sense, it also makes less sense in the whole Blades War continued without even telling us what the war was against. Like,
Bad sequels.
sure, why not? Man, this was, this is just sad.
Well, there is some potential light at the end of the tunnel, guys.
With the TV series?
I said potential, Jova, not no potential.
What? I thought you said the TV series was good.
I thought you were on about the previous two movies when you said series. I thought you meant the film series.
Go on.
But yeah, as you may know, thanks to a lot of the rights for Marvel films reverting back to them because of a lot of inactivity, we will indeed be getting a new Blade film at some point within this decade with new actor Mahershala Ali.
You know, the guy who tends to die in a lot of Marvel-related stuff.
Yeah, who hopefully will have a better ending than the one his character got in Luke Cage. So we shall see you eventually for when we get to that phase of the MCU, which hasn't come out yet at the time of this recording, for Blade.
See ya.
That's
See
what it's
ya.
called. Yeah, see ya.